If your website could talk, does this sound like a snooze fest? If so, it's probably driving away prospective clients without you even realizing it. In this video, I'm going to show you simple fixes to make your website more engaging so it's a place visitors want to spend time instead of one that makes them hit the back button. So today I'll be covering how you can tell if your website might be boring, how do you fix a boring website, and how you can keep your website fresh and engaging over time. So picture this. You're at a presentation and the speaker drones on in a monotone voice, simply reading off the slides with no enthusiasm. How long would you stick around? Probably not long. Your website works much the same way. If there's nothing to capture your visitors' interest and attention and keep them engaged, there's a good chance they're going to click away. Let's go through a simple diagnostic checklist to see if A, your website might be boring and putting visitors to sleep, and B, how to fix it in minutes or at least relatively quickly. The first item on our diagnostic checklist is, does your hero section fall flat? The hero section is the first thing visitors see at the top of your homepage. It's your first chance to create a little visual impact and entice visitors to stick around. So what you want to do is check if your hero section has a high quality image or video that draws attention. For example, the hero image on TonyPolacastro.com adds real visual interest, and without it, the page looks pretty plain, right? Storybrand.com uses a short background video that catches your eye and adds a dynamic touch. Now, you don't need a background video for your homepage hero section. A good high-quality static image is perfectly fine. But I think you'll agree, strong imagery in the hero section really helps make a good first impression. Next, is your hero section headline too bland or generic? The hero section headline is one of the first things your visitors read on your homepage. And if it's too generic or vague, visitors won't know if they're in the right place, or they might end up spending too much mental energy figuring out what you do or what your site is about, causing them to mentally check out. So what you want to do is make your headline client-focused and clear about what you offer. A strong benefit-oriented headline shows visitors they're in the right place. For example, helping you reach your goals is vague and doesn't really give visitors a clear sense of what your business does. Get personalized financial advice to secure your future is specific and describes a benefit and an outcome. Next, does your text look like a wall of words or sound too corporate? Long blocks of text can be visually intimidating and boring to read. And if your copy sounds too formal, like a textbook or lease agreement, it can be hard for visitors to relate. So break up your text with bullet points or subheadlines or short paragraphs. Also, write like you talk. Use plain conversational language that makes you relatable and approachable so visitors feel like they're hearing from a real person, not some corporate entity. Next, are the images throughout your site low quality or uninspiring? Low quality or stale stock images, the ones you see a million times on other websites, can make your site feel like an amateurish cookie-cutter template. Visitors might lose interest if your imagery doesn't feel unique or professional. So replace stale images with high-quality relevant images and photos that reflect your brand. You can capture nice images using just your phone camera or purchase high-quality stock photos from sites like bigstockphoto.com. Authentic imagery adds personality and helps your website stand out, making it look professional and engaging. Next, does your site feel like a one-way conversation? If your website just talks at visitors without any interaction, it can start to feel like a monologue. Adding interactive features can break up the monotony and get visitors involved, making the experience more engaging and memorable. So add a simple interactive element like a quiz or a survey or a calculator to spice things up. These touches give visitors something to do and make them feel like part of the conversation. Next, do you have a welcome video? A lack of human presence can make a website feel impersonal. A welcome video is a great way to introduce yourself and give visitors a feel for who you are, making your site more relatable. When someone watches a video, they're getting more than just information, they're also seeing your personality. So add a short welcome video. It could be a simple talking head video like what I'm doing right now, or if you don't want to be on camera, just record a soundtrack and add some images or animations. Either way, a short welcome video adds a human touch and can make your site feel a little more lively. Are your fonts and colors outdated? Outdated or low contrast fonts and colors can make your site feel like it's stuck in a time warp, giving visitors that outdated feeling from 10 to 15 years ago. If the design feels old-fashioned or difficult to read, visitors may not stick around long. So give your fonts and colors a fresh look and create a little visual interest. Choose modern, high-contrast colors and clean, readable fonts that make your site feel current and inviting. A good example is Stripe.com. Their hero section uses big, bold colors and fonts, and then as you scroll down the page, they keep things visually interesting by mixing font sizes, font weights, and font colors. The next thing to check if you feel your site might be boring is your page layout too predictable. If your site stacks one section after another with no visual variety, it can start to feel flat and boring. A little movement here and there can wake visitors up and add a touch of surprise as they scroll. So add some subtle movement with design elements like parallax scrolling or static backgrounds or CSS3 animations. These small touches can break up the visual flow and keep visitors engaged without overwhelming them. Next, is your website lacking a blog? Without a blog, your site might only offer a surface-level view of what you do. A blog gives readers a chance to sink their teeth into more content and explore your expertise in detail rather than just skimming the basics. So consider adding a blog to your site. It's a great way to showcase your knowledge and provide in-depth content for those ready to dive deeper. And then lastly, are your individual pages or posts too brief or lacking detail? If your content only offers quick general info, visitors might leave feeling like they haven't learned anything meaningful. A little extra detail can show that you have unique insights to share, not just the same snippets and boring sound bites everyone else uses. Create thoughtful, well-rounded pieces that provide real value, whether it's a sales page or a single blog post. Adding specific insights and useful details can make your content feel credible and valuable without overwhelming readers. So next, let's talk about how to keep your website interesting over time without major overhauls. Here are a few ways to do it. First, spy on your competitors for new ideas. When you're not sure what to add or update, take a look at your competitors' websites, see what they're doing, new features, design tweaks, or content they're adding. This isn't about copying, it's about inspiration. Sometimes just seeing what others are doing can spark fresh ideas for your own site. Second, keep a running list of ideas. Have an idea for your site? Write it down. Keep a list of design tweaks or new features you'd like to try. Without a list, ideas tend to slip away. This can be as simple as a note on your phone or a spreadsheet, whatever works for you. And then number 3, schedule regular check-ins. Plan to update your site monthly or at least quarterly. Set a reminder on your calendar because if it's not scheduled, it's likely to slip by. These small, regular tweaks keep your site fresh and prevent the need for major overhauls. So now that you got a game plan for making your website more engaging, it's time to make sure it's not just interesting, but also fast. Because even the most engaging website won't keep visitors if it's slow to load. So check out my next video on simple steps to boost your site's speed and keep visitors happy. And you can watch that right here.